Campaign, there was a great national headwind that we've been running against, and it's been tough.
Because the problem is, in the last few years in Colorado, the Democrats have made a lot of gains, haven't they? You've been pushing against that.
They have, but Colorado traditionally has gone back and forth. That is not unusual.
No, it hasn't. It's voted 9 times out of 10 for Republican presidents.
You don't know your history very well about Colorado, do you?
Correct me.
Because we had 24 straight years of Democratic governors. We've elected many Democratic senators in Colorado. Anybody who describes this as a Republican state before the last couple of years doesn't know their history very well.
But 9 presidential elections out of 10, they voted Republican.
Big deal.
Big
deal. There's a lot more than just presidential campaigns.
It's changed over the last few years, hasn't it?
No, this has been going on for decades in Colorado. And if you really knew your Colorado history, you would know that.
You are putting a brave face on this, aren't you? How are you going to feel in the morning? What are you
How am I going to feel in the morning? We're going to regroup, and we're going to win in 2010. The worst nightmare for the Democratic Party is to elect Barack Obama and a big majority in the U.S. Senate and U.S. House. Because what's going to happen, they are going to pass increases on the middle class. They are not going to fulfill any of their promises, and there will be a public backlash when they really see what this Democratic majority is going to be about.
Well, if that's the worst nightmare, looking at the numbers tonight, it looks like it's going to come true.
It might. We'll see how the numbers come out.
You're being very cheerful about this.
Hey, I've been in this game a long time. There is no final victory. There is no final defeat in politics.
All right, we'll leave it there. Dick Williams, the state chairman, thank you very much. We still wait for a result here in Colorado. For the moment, though, we'll go back to you.
Thanks very much indeed. John Bolton, I said I'd come back to you about the perceptions abroad of an Obama presidency and how it will change. And we talked briefly about Iraq and Afghanistan. What do you think? How do you think it'll be rated around the world?
Well, first I'll give you a perception from America. You should fire that reporter that you just had on in Colorado. That man wasn't conducting an interview. He was having an argument. And that's the kind of bias in the media that drives Americans crazy. And I realize you're a guest here in the United States, but that was outrageous. That was really outrageous.
Quite often about the credibility of the UN, and it seems
so has Secretary Rice
yes,
recently.
And Rice has as well, but that seems to work in your favor when they do what you want them to do. But you violated the UN Charter when you went to war against Iraq, and you consistently lied to us about the reasons that we went to war. And this war was drawn up in Herzliya, Israel in 1996 with the project of a new American century. And, you know, why do you have credibility other than that you've just got the biggest guns?
May I ask what media outlet you're from?
Muslims Weekly.
I see.